way of overview, this is how the session is going to flow today. So what I'm doing now, we're going to do a 2 minutes introduction, and then after that, I'll hand over to Martin from Continua. We'll do a demonstration on the product. Just by the way of housekeeping, so we'll have 5 minutes left over at the end for questions and answers, and any questions that are typed into the chat during the session, we'll handle them at the end as well. This event's been recorded, so any attendees, including people who've registered and haven't actually been able to attend, will get a copy of the recording automatically by email after the event. And equally, if somebody wants to organise a one-to-one session, either with ourselves or with Continua, please feel free to reach out after the event and we can set that up. The Teams meeting. So just very briefly, there's some people on the call today who aren't customers of Simply Dynamics and may not know what we do. So very briefly, as I say, we're a Dynamics 365 solution centre based in Dublin with a market focus of Island of Ireland and small to medium enterprises. We only do Dynamics 365. We don't do any other solutions. So we're experts and completely focused on Dynamics 365. We're a cloud-first organization. That means we lead with cloud solutions, but we still sell the on-premise options when required, particularly for Business Central. And also worth noting is that we're an apps-first solution or an add-ons-first solution. I'll explain that in the next slide. So today we're looking at an add-on for Business Central called Continua, and to explain the evolution of apps. So in the past, when ERP software was on-premise, including Business Central or NAV as it used to be called at the time, people bought their base application, Business Central, installed it on-premise. Then where there were requirements which weren't standard out of the box, people customized. So you customized your base application to meet your requirements. And you ended up with one big bucket of base application, Business Central, plus all the customizations of the base application. Which was fine, but the issue it presented was that you have a complex system, and when it came to upgrades, they were expensive and difficult, and as a result, people never upgraded until they really had to. All that's gone. So today, when people buy ERP, they buy a base application, Business Central Online normally, and then for requirements that aren't there out of the box, the first protocol is to go to the App Source Marketplace and see if there's an add-on or an app that fits that gap. So you plug your add-ons into the base application Business Central. What that means is you end up with a completely standardized solution. And I should say those add-ons are Microsoft certified add-ons as well. But you end up with a completely standardized solution between Business Central and the add-ons that plug into it. And that means your upgrades, which happen every month, are seamless, automatic, and happen in the background. So you're always on the latest version of Business Central, which is a big departure from the old days of complex legacy ERP systems. And that's it. So that's how add-ons fit into the equation, particularly today with cloud solutions, and Continua is one of those add-ons. You can see some of the other add-ons that we sell in Simply Dynamics logos there on the right-hand side. Business Central Insights is a Power BI-based business intelligence or reporting solution add-on for Business Central. Padlet is a mobile WMS add-on for managing your warehouse, and Sana is an e-commerce solution for Business Central. All those are certified standard off-the-shelf add-ons for Business Central. So that's it. That's the flow of this event, what we do, and explanation of add-ons. I'll stop sharing my screen now and hand over to Martin from Continua to take over.
Thank you, Willie. One housekeeping, can you see my screen and hear me?
We can.
Okay, very good. Good morning, everybody. My name is Martin. Like Willie said, I work at Continua, and I'll be doing a presentation today of document capture. Document capture is our solution for scanning, registering, and archiving of your incoming invoices and credit notes. This will be like a 20-minute demo, and I will be able to give you a good idea of what the solution can do for your company. But if you want a one-on-one session where we'll go a lot more deeper into the software, please let Willie or the other account representative know at Simply Dynamics, and we'll be happy to set that up for you. So document capture, it will be fully integrated into your Business Central. That means that you do not have to open up a separate application in the morning. Our software will be right in your trusted environment. And as the accounts payable team, you'll have a role center over here, and there you'll be able to see a couple of things. On the left-hand side, you'll be able to see how many documents came in, and they can come in two different ways. One, you receive invoices via the post, you put them on the scanner, you press the button, and they'll be sent to Business Central. The second method, which is used the most, is via email. You have you will create an email address, invoices@yourcompany.name.ie. You ask the vendors to send the invoices to that email address. Document Capture monitors that email box and downloads them directly into Business Central for you without you having to touch a button. We will be able to process PDF files and we can process XML files. We do not see a lot of XML files yet in Ireland, but we know the governments, not only in Ireland, but in the whole of Europe, are pushing for it. So if you're already using them, great, we can handle it. If it happens in the future, you know that our software will be able to handle it by then as well. Next to that, we will see purchase approval. With Document Capture, we can, of course, approve your incoming invoices and credit notes. I will get back to this approval process later on in my demo. I first want to show you how we actually going to process the invoices. So you'll see over here, ready to register 12 documents. What I did just before this the webinar started, I uploaded some invoices to my demo system. I basically put multiple invoices into one email. I press send, and then about 10 seconds later, they start coming in over here. When they get downloaded from your email box, they get pulled through our AI software, and the AI will capture as much information as it can for you. If I now click on ready to register, a new screen will open. We call this the document journal, and this is basically where the accounts payable team will process the invoices from now on. What do they see? On the top left, you got your to-do list. In the middle, data that the system captured. And on the right-hand side, the invoice. And you can scroll through the invoice, and if it has multiple pages, you can scroll through it, and you can also increase or decrease the size. So how does this software work? With each vendor, you're going to create, let's call it like a template. The system will do a suggestion of all the data that it captured. Then you fine-tune it by saying, for example, I want to treat it as a cost invoice or match it against a purchase order, capture multiple lines of the invoice. However you want it to be, the next time that invoice comes in from the vendor, it can go through the system automatically, and therefore saving you and your team a lot of time getting all of the invoices processed. Well, if you look here in the middle, on the left-hand side, under the column field, you will see a lot of fields like invoice number, invoice date, order number, amounts. The nice thing about our software is you can add and remove fields here yourself. And these can also be bespoke fields that you created with Simply Dynamics. For example, you can add your cost centers or other dimensions, your projects, your jobs. You can add multiple VAT amounts, freight charges. Whatever you have, you can put it over here. And the nice thing is you really do not need to be an IT guru to do this. The finance team can do this themselves. In the second column, value, like I said, the system will try to capture as much data as it can for you, and the AI is really good. However, we recommend the first time you get an invoice in, check it, and then if everything is okay, you can assume it will also be okay the next time. So if you, for example, select the invoice number, it highlights it on the PDF where it found it, whether that's on page number 1, 2, or 3, so it's easy for you to spot what the system did. It found the date, it found the due date, and it validates the due date with your payment terms. If they do not match, you will get a warning message like the one here on the bottom left. And the nice thing is that you can also always let Document Capture honor your payment terms because your Business Central is leading. We have a contact person, no order number in my first example. The currency code is left blank because it's a local currency within my system. If you receive an amount in a foreign currency, it will be displayed over here. And the system also validates if that is what your vendor normally sends you. So do they always invoice you in euros or in Great British pounds or dollars? So, and otherwise you'll get a notification of this. The system found all of the amounts. It validates all of the amounts. The system can handle multiple VAT amounts on one invoice, like low and high VAT, zero VAT, reverse VAT. No problem at all. We can handle that. Because this is a cost invoice, the system asks you must specify an account number. Well, you can code this invoice not only to a general ledger account, but also to an item number, a resource, a fixed asset, a charge item, or even a purchase contract if you like. I will select general ledger account for now. And then a nice thing is that we're fully integrated within your system. It will open up your general ledger account list like you're used to. You can scroll to the one that you would like, or you can type it in. And will be this one for me. You can select multiple if you want to. And now the system asks me, do you want to set this up as a default for this vendor, this general ledger account? If I press yes, it will not ask about it again. If I press no, I will fill it in again for the next time. For now, I'll press yes. And then also that red warning disappeared on the bottom left. The system found the posting description. If you do not like this, you can of course edit this or make it something completely different, and it can also remember that for the next time. You are in full control. And the last field, document capture, will automatically recognize if this document is an invoice, credit memo, or a prepayment. Now, we've now finished setting up the first template. As you can see, it takes a minute. It's not that much. And now the next time this invoice can go in automatically. I'm going to register this one, and then it will become a registered purchase invoice within Business Central. The screen that is opening up now is the standard invoices screen within your system. Probably look familiar to you. However, we made some adjustments so that from now on you get to see the original invoice on the right-hand side. And here you can see all of the data has been filled in. Always remember, you can of course overrule this because you are the accounts payable team, so you can overrule everything that we do automatically. For now, I'm going to send it for approval, and sending it for approval can also be automated. But yeah, I'm doing it manually because I cannot talk that fast. As you can see, I have another one from First Stop Consultants here. If I refresh the screen, now it remembered the general ledger account as well. I can immediately register it and send it for approval. So with each invoice that you receive, your workload will get less and less. Now, this was a very simple cost invoice. Yeah, not much to it, but we can do more. And I think this one, is one of our unique selling points. We can also match your incoming invoices to the purchase orders within your system. And we can do that in 3 different ways. One, we can match on a total amount level. So the system will check the invoice is worth €1,000. The purchase order is €1,000. It matches and then it will go through. The only downside of this way of matching is that you do not know if you ordered a Lenovo laptop or a Dell laptop. It will just purely look at the amount. That's why we've invented method number 2, and I'll zoom in a little bit on the PDF. The system will also be able to match on a line level. So the system can check in this example, did you receive 20 lamps for €25, 5 whiteboards for €700, and 20 desks for €500 each? And this will make your match very accurate. But besides making it accurate, it will also allow you to do partial matching. We can do multiple order matching on one invoice. So you get an invoice with 3 order numbers on it. The system can match it to 3 order numbers in the system for you. You can set up tolerances per supplier. You can even skip the approval if there's a 100% match. So if the invoice matches 100% to the purchase order, it can skip the approval because it's a 3-way match. But that's all up to you, and you can set this up per vendor. The last way of approving of matching is manual. Why would you like to match manually? Well, preferably not, of course, but in real life, a vendor forgot to put up an order number, and then the system is not going to guess for you. So that's maybe a good example. And what another good example is, if you're me and you're doing a demo and I want to show it to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the button Match Lines. And then a new screen will open. And this is our matching screen. And what do we see over here? On the right-hand side, the invoice again. There we go. On the left-hand side, these are your orders from within Business Central. And you can choose per supplier if you want to match against the purchase receive lines. So those when the goods are really into your warehouse and somebody received them, or you want to match against the order lines. And order lines you can match to them maybe if you want to match against maybe your vendor Simply Dynamics, when they quote you for X amount of hours of services, then you're not going to really receive that in the warehouse. Then you can also let document capture match the invoice to the order lines. Now, for now, I'm going to press filter on order number on the top left. Then it will only show me the order that is on the invoice. This is your information from within Business Central, including all of your dimensions, your cost centers, whatever you have set up. And now, and this is really nice, I press perform match, and it matches the invoice to the order. This is a demo, so it's perfect. There's 0 difference, fully match, but I know in real life that does not always happen. So then the difference will be shown over here in this column, and also the line would have not have been made bold so that the accounts payable team can immediately see where that difference is. Now, like I said before, we can also do partial matches. You ordered 100 pieces of something and they only delivered 50 to you the first time. We can do that. You can match multiple orders in one go. We can set up tolerances per supplier. So yeah, we can do a lot with this matching part. If I go one step back, the system will give clear messages to the accounts payable team what it did. In this case, it says it's fully matched, which is great, but it can also say, apologies, it can also say it's partially matched. Multiple orders are matched. The order is not matched because our tolerance level was exceeded. The order is not matched because the goods are not received yet. So it will really tell you what it did. And also a nice feature that we build in, let's say this is a mismatch, then you can assign it here on the right to a user within Business Central, maybe somebody from the ordering department or the purchasing department. You can assign it to him or to her, add a comment to it, saying, hey, this is a mismatch, can you check? And then that person will get a tile in their role center saying assigned to me, and then they can see the invoice with your comments, they can work on it, and then they can send it back to you saying it's fixed now you can match it again. So you don't even have to pick up the phone anymore or email them, you can just communicate with your colleagues within Business Central. Now, I'm going to register it. And then I'm going to send it for approval. Now, the last type of invoice that I want to show you today is an invoice with multiple lines. Document Capture is very good at capturing lines, and it doesn't matter if there are 3, like in this example on the screen, 50 or 100. It will just continue on until it doesn't find them anymore. Because of time, I know all of these fields are correct, so let me straight go through how to capture those lines. I go to the document card, and maybe this is worth mentioning. At the beginning of the year, we started adding AI to document capture, and the AI is amazing. It will help you a lot. In the past, you would have selected all of these headers to capture the lines and do some filtering. Not anymore. You just press recognize lines based on AI. It thinks, and then it captures all of the lines over here at the bottom without you having to do anything. And this really, really works. It's super cool. And the AI also recognizes patterns. For example, we have a module called Purchase Contracts, where you can create a contract for your cost invoices, let's say your utilities or some subscriptions. And let's say your landlord sends over an invoice for the rent of your office building. After 2 or 3 times, you will get a notification saying, hey, you received this invoice now 3 times. Do you want to create a contract for this? And then if the invoice matches the contract that you have pre-approved, then you can skip the other approval of the invoice and saves you a lot of time. So the system will really help you by processing them quickly. For now, I'm going to code these lines to my liking. I'm going to say this one goes to general ledger account A. Something in my throat, which is a bit annoying. This one to the second general ledger account. But besides coding it to a general ledger account, I can also say I want the bottom one to be coded to an item number. And I'll select one. And then I'll register it. So now I get an invoice with 3 lines in Business Central instead of 1 line. As you can see over here. I'm going to send this for approval, and then I'm done. Now, this is in a nutshell, in 10 minutes, how to make, to process your invoices. As you can see, it is really, really easy. And it actually also is. It's not like a slick demo. This is how it really works. The important part is you need to do the setup up in the beginning. And the nice thing is you can do this in your test environment, and then you can move everything from test to live, so you do not have to do it twice. If you have multiple companies within your Business Central database, now, very nice, smooth demo with the sneezing and the coughing. But if you got multiple companies within your Business Central database, Document Capture will be able to automatically copy the templates to the other companies. So if it recognizes the same vendor, then it will ask you, do you want to copy it? Now, this is how to make the invoices. And after that, we get the approval. And the approval can happen in two different places. One within Business Central itself, and two in our web approval portal. The web approval portal allows you to approve on your mobile phone, on your iPad, basically anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. Besides that being a big benefit, it is also a benefit that you can log in into the web portal with a team member license from Microsoft, which is like a cheap variant of the full user license. And then people who normally do not approve digitally can now do that in an affordable way. Approvers will get a notification via email, and you can do that once a day, once every 2 days, whatever frequency you would like. And they will get an email, they will click on the link, and then either the web approval portal will open or Business Central will open, depending on what type of approver they are. We have several approval flows that we can use. One is very simple. It's basically an approver and a limit. Let's say I work at your company. I can approve up to €1,000. If the invoice is below €1,000, I'll be the only approver. If it exceeds €1,000, then it will first go to me and then to the person who is set up as my manager. For example, Willy in this case. Willy can approve up to €5,000. If it exceeds his limit, then it will go to his manager as well, etc. We can also set up approvals based on vendor. Vendor number 1 will be done by Willy and myself, and vendor number 2 by Willy alone, because it's, I don't know, I do not have to look at that one. The third way of approving is based on dimensions. For example, cost center. If it sees cost center A, it will go to Willy. If it sees cost center B, it will go to myself. Now, let me show you. I'm going to open up the web approval portal first. There we go. If you open up the web approval portal on your mobile phone, it will look like an app. And this is how the web portal looks like. The approvers will get to see an overview of the invoices that they need to approve. Before I'm going to do that, at the top, they can look up in the archive, what did I approve last week? If you have multiple companies within your database, you can see where you have to approve. If you're going on holiday, it will set up, you can set up an out of office, so the approval does not stop. And of course, the finance team can activate this for their colleagues. And if you click on an invoice, you get to see the picture on the right-hand side. You can add comments over here. This is okay. And important, the whole approval flow, including the comments, will be logged so that you, but also the accountants later on, can have a look at it. You'll see some details of the invoice, and you see the lines over here, and you can even give people permissions to make changes to the lines if you want to. And you can go quite far with these permissions. We can then approve it. We can reject the invoice, but if we reject the invoice, we need to fill in a comment why, otherwise the accounts payable team doesn't know what's wrong with it. We can forward it in multiple ways, and we can put it on hold if there's a query. I'll press approve for now, and then it automatically goes to the next one. We have a lot of extra functionalities like reminder emails. The accounts payable team has a full list within Business Central of where all the invoices are. Something has been put on hold, so yeah. There's full overview. I'm going to approve them now, and I think this is the last one, and then I'm done. Within Business Central, the approval is the same, only it looks like Business Central. So let me open up one. I'm going to click on it. Here we go. So you get to see the original invoice on the right-hand side in a second. We can see who approves it. We can see the comments. And then I can press approve, reject with a reason, forward it in multiple ways, put on hold if there's a query, add comments, and also here you can set up your out of office. I'll press approve, and it automatically goes to the next one. And then we're done. Now, the final stage, the invoices are in the released bin. Released invoices can be posted, and you can do that one by one in a batch, or you can even automate it. And once the posting is done, document capture stops. It basically is like a posted invoice like you're used to. It will probably go to your banking module. And once the due date is there, you'll probably pay your vendors. I'm going to post them in a batch right now. And I press OK. And then we've completed the whole process. So a quick recap. Let's say you start using our software. The invoices will be downloaded into Business Central automatically. There the AI will pull as much information as it can of it. And if it's the second time it comes in, it can process it immediately. Then the approvers will get a notification via email that they have to approve something. They can do that in a web portal or within Business Central. And once that is done, they come to the release bin and the accounts payable team can either post them manually or automatically. And this should save, the team a lot of time. I'm running 2-3 minutes late, but one more thing I would like to show you how to find documents back, and then I'll hand over back to Willy. And I'm very sorry about this coffin. I do not know what's wrong with me, but hey. The last part, how to find documents back. One way is called document search. Basically, every invoice that is scanned with document capture is fully text searchable. So remember, we bought some London chairs. I type that in, and you get to see every invoice with the word London chair on it. So finding them back becomes really, really easy. That's not the only way. Everywhere where the document touches something within Business Central, you will be able to see the document. For example, if you go to the chart of accounts, and I search for a general ledger account, here we go. And I click on the balance. And this is pretty cool. Even from within your general ledger account, you can now see the invoice immediately when you select a line. So finding them back will become really, really easy. Now, this is what I want to show you in the 25 minutes in this webinar. We can do a lot more, but hopefully you got a good glimpse of what it can do for your company. This solution was created in 2013, and since then it became one of the biggest add-ons for Dynamics NAV and Business Central worldwide. We now have more than 16,000 companies using this software, and the number is growing a lot. And that's mostly because we're fully integrated into Business Central, which means a short implementation time. Your partner knows how to service it. Every 6 months, a new version with new functionalities. It's just a really good software. And also good to know, Simply Dynamics is one of our bigger partners in Ireland, have implemented this many times with their customers. And you're not a guinea pig, which is always good to know in software land. And I would like to leave it at this. And like Willy said, if you want a one-on-one demo, just let them know and we'll get that sorted out for you. And thank you for listening to me. Sorry about the coughing. And Willy, do we have any questions?
Thanks, Martin. Just one question, and
Sure.
that's if document capture works with NAV, or does it have to be Business Central?
Yes, it does work on NAV. It works on NAV 3.7 up to the latest version. However, the last version that we created for NAV was last year. So it is very similar, but if you want with the AI in it, then you would need to upgrade to Business Central. But if you're on NAV now, it's fine. You will have a great version and 95% of the functionality that you would see in this demo.
Okay, that's great. That was the only question, and I can confirm what Martin said, that this is one of our most popular add-ons for Simply Dynamics. We've implemented it many times, and it's very successful for us. So we can attest to what Martin said about the product's success. There's another question just come in, Martin, actually.
Sure.
It says, I don't know if you can read it or not, does Continua have any plans for document capture to be able to read 3 lines per item on an invoice?
Let me see. Yes, we do. So we call this advanced capture. In the past, this was difficult. We had a code unit that you could install for it. But now with the new AI and advanced line capture, we call this offset. We should be able to do this. But we can also take this offline and maybe do an example for you if you got an invoice and show you how it's done.
Okay, so the answer is yes. That's probably just for Business Central.
Yeah.
As opposed to NAV. Yeah. Okay. unless there's any more questions, then we can. We're out of time. We're actually over time. I didn't notice. So we'll wrap up. If there are any other questions, as Martin said, you can organise a one-to-one meeting with ourselves. You contact us through sales@simplyD.ie, and we can. If you want to talk to Martin, we can forward you his details too.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Lovely. That's great. Thanks very much. As I said, everyone will receive a recording so you can watch it back. Thanks for attending, and thanks Martin for presenting.
Absolutely, no problem at all. And yeah, thank you for listening to us.
Okay, yeah,
great.
I'd end the session now. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.